Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote, God of War Remake, GTA 6, Gears of War Remastered, Doom Eternal, Mind's Eye, Oblivion Remastered, Halo Master Chief Collection, Lost Soul Aside, Borderlands 4, Hell Is Us, Helldivers 2 keeps getting better every month, Horizon Online, Uncharted, Remake, or Spin-off, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, Metal Gear, Solid Snake Eater, Elden Ring, Night Rain. Even Marathon is worth mentioning. Bangers already released this year on PS5, Split Fiction, Forza Horizon 5, Assassin's Creed Shadows, KCD 2, Expedition 33. Say what you want about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Fact is, all the grifters did everything in their power to destroy this game, and at the end of the day, it became the most profitable Assassin's Creed game Ubisoft ever had. Dare I say, they helped Ubisoft get their shit together and forced them to release the game in a polished state. I played it, and I can honestly say it's one of the most beautiful games on base PS5. It runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, and it runs better than a $1,000 rig. PS5 Pro takes it to the next level with RTGI at 60 frames per second. RTX 4090, beautiful, just beautiful, but way too expensive for the eye candy. That's why I always say PS5 Pro is the best gaming device on the planet, because nothing comes close to the price to performance ratio. Nothing. This is the worst time to be a PC gamer. And this is coming from someone who plays games on all devices. This isn't just Sony flexing. It's a warning shot. 2025 is the start of something way bigger. We're talking PlayStation kicking off an era. The games are insane, the tech's leveling up, and everyone else is just trying to keep up. So grab your tampons, sit down, and watch a dynasty unfold. Every time an Xbox game gets confirmed for PS5, I still don't believe it. And now, it's Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of freaking War. Reloaded is officially coming to PS5, PC, and of course, Xbox Series. The date, August 26, 2025. I swear, every time Microsoft does this, it feels like the end of an era and the beginning of a weird multiverse where console wars just don't matter anymore. So what is Reloaded? It's a full-blown remaster of the original Gears, not just a texture boost. This is Gears of War, Ultimate Edition on steroids, 4K resolution, 120 FPS multiplayer, crossplay across all platforms, improved audio, remastered textures. The whole works. And yes, it's being made by the Coalition with help from Sumo Digital and Disbelief. Even the campaign runs at a locked 60 FPS, and multiplayer goes up to 120 FPS. Plus, you get cross-progression, meaning you can bounce between PlayStation and Xbox and keep all your stuff. We're living in wild times, people. Microsoft's saying this is the most complete version of the original game to date, and honestly, they might be right. All DLC comes free with the base game, extra campaign content, all the classic multiplayer maps and modes, character skins, cosmetics, everything's bundled in. And here's the wild part. This is the first time Gears of War is dropping on a PlayStation console, ever. Microsoft's clearly pushing this multi-platform strategy hard now. We already saw Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, Age of Empires, and Forza show up on PS5. Then Indiana Jones dropped on PlayStation after launching on Xbox. And Doom, The Dark Ages, is hitting PS5 day one this month. It's not just a trend anymore. This is the direction. Gears Reloaded is also hitting Game Pass and cloud gaming, so if you're in that ecosystem, you're covered. But yeah, if you're on PlayStation, for the first time ever, this Gears remaster is yours too. I never thought I'd say that. And the price? $39.99, which is honestly kinda generous considering everything they're packing in. No loading screens in campaign, full HDR, variable refresh rate, spatial audio. You name it, it's in. It's like they took every modern gaming buzzword and crammed it into this thing, and I'm here for it.
Come in.
Bravery is not common in this world, and so loyalty, honor, obedience, they set the man apart from the rest.
Alright, so let's talk Mafia, the old country. And yeah, I still can't believe this is real. This one's a big deal for Mafia fans. Now first off, this isn't Mafia 4, it's a prequel. And it's dropping the open world stuff entirely. That's probably the biggest surprise in the trailer. The old country is going full linear. No open map, no side quests every 2 feet, no checklists. Just a story-driven, cinematic game built around tight, scripted moments. And honestly, that might be the smartest move Hangar 13 could have made. Because let's be real, the open worlds in Mafia 2 and especially Mafia 3 were never the strong point. They looked cool, sure, great music, solid vibes, but they were empty. They padded out amazing stories with busy work, and it showed. So seeing them double down on storytelling, love that. The trailer looks slick. It's got this Uncharted style energy, big set pieces, chase scenes, that classic Mafia vibe, but way more focused. It feels like they're finally leaning into what they do best. The gunplay's still a question mark. We don't see much, and what's there is cut between cinematics. But if it's anything like Mafia Definitive Edition, it'll be decent. Not groundbreaking, but solid enough to support the story. Speaking of which, Mafia Definitive Edition is kind of the reason a lot of us still believe in this team. Hangar 13 nailed that remake. The cinematics, the pacing, the world. It was proof that when they're not trying to make a fake GTA, they can kill it. That remake had real heart. Now yeah, Mafia 3 left a scar. No sugarcoating it. Buggy, bloated, and rushed. Great story, sure, but the gameplay dragged. That reputation is still sticking to the franchise. And the old country is gonna have to earn back trust. But this trailer, it's a step in the right direction. Only thing missing right now, extended gameplay. We need to see what this thing actually feels like in motion. A full 10-minute slice, uncut, that's what's gonna convince the skeptics. Because unlike Rockstar, Hangar 13 doesn't have the we never miss card. They've got to prove this one. But based on what we've seen, yeah, I'm excited. And I haven't said that about a Mafia game in a long time. Big news if you're hyped for the Switch 2. Nintendo just dropped their first official forecast for the console. They expect to sell 15 million units of the Switch 2 by March 2026. That's their target for the first full fiscal year. And considering the thing launches this June, that's a bold start. This isn't some random leak or rumor either. It's straight from Nintendo's latest earnings call. They also revealed their full year and Q4 financials, and yeah, they took a hit. Revenue fell 24%, and profits were down nearly 50% compared to last year. Why? Honestly, it makes sense. People are holding out for the Switch 2. Nobody's in a rush to buy the old model right now. They sold 10.8 million Switch units this past year, just missing their revised goal of 11 million. And that's down 31% from the year before. Basically, the original Switch is at the tail end of its life cycle. But here's the part that matters. Market analysts like Omdia think the Switch 2 could outperform the original in its first year, projecting around 14.7 million units sold in 2025 alone. That's about 10% ahead of how the OG Switch launched back in 2017. And Nintendo's got a huge head start this time. Over 100 million active Switch users are already out there, ready to upgrade. Now, let's talk tariffs. Yeah, politics is messing with gaming again. Nintendo delayed US pre-orders in April, thanks to potential new tariffs announced by Trump. If those go through, consoles made in Vietnam, like the Switch 2, could get hit with a 46% import duty. That's huge. And Nintendo's already hinting that if they have to adjust prices in the US, demand might take a hit. President Furukawa even admitted it could knock off tens of billions of yen in profit. So yeah, there's real pressure here. And industry analysts like Sirkan Toto say this kind of uncertainty makes forecasting hardware sales nearly impossible. If Nintendo has to raise the price by $100 or more, game over in the US market. Still, none of that is stopping investor hype. Nintendo stock is up 30% this year and 64% in the last 12 months. Everyone's betting on Switch 2 to carry the brand. And here's what we know about the launch so far. Switch 2 price: $449.99 in the US launch titles: Mario Kart World World and Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Backed by remasters like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Nintendo expects to sell 45 million units of software during the same period. So yeah, they're leaning heavy on Mario, Zelda, and the rest of the gang to make this launch pop. And let's not forget, the original Switch sold over 150 million units. It became Nintendo's second best-selling console ever, all while riding the wave of Pokemon, Mario, and even Hollywood with those recent movie tie-ins. Now the question is, can they pull it off again with a more expensive console and a tariff cloud hanging overhead? Okay, let's chat about GTA 6. Man, that second trailer finally dropped, right? And thankfully, Rockstar didn't just stop there. They also dumped a whole bunch of new details on their website about the game and this place called Leonida, where it's set. It's like a treasure trove of little hints about what we'll actually be doing in the game. They haven't shown us pure, raw gameplay yet, but based on Rockstar's track record and what they've hinted at, these things seem pretty much locked in. It's definitely getting the hype going for the May 26th, 2026 launch on PS5 and Xbox Series X/S, even if the wait is agony. So, based on all that info, here are some cool gameplay features we can look forward to. First off, remember hitting the gym in San Andreas? Well, gyms are back in GTA 6. One screenshot showed Lucia hitting a punching bag, and there's a bit in the trailer with Jason lifting weights on the beach. We don't know if it'll change how you look, but it sounds like working out might actually have gameplay benefits this time, maybe tied to Melee or something. Speaking of activities, remember all those theories about basketball? Because the game's based on Miami? Turns out, basketball is confirmed, at least for NPCs. A screenshot showed people playing on a rooftop court. We didn't see Lucia or Jason dunking just yet. But since you could play it in San Andreas, and it's been missing since, it feels pretty likely we'll be able to shoot some hoops ourselves, too. If basketball isn't your thing, maybe you're more into billiards. Yep, that's coming back too. There's a screenshot with Jason and a guy named Cal playing pool. We haven't had pool in a main GTA game since GTA 4. Could we challenge friends or random players online? Maybe even tournaments. Who knows? But it's certainly possible. Another potential benefit of hitting the gym, especially for Lucia, could be getting into underground fights. The trailer actually hints at this. You see Lucia in what looks like a cage fight with a crowd cheering her on. Believe it or not, this is actually a returning feature, as GTA 4 had something similar as a minigame. Moving on from activities, remember how we could change our look? Different hairstyles are a definite thing. In the trailer, Jason starts with longer hair and a beard, but later he's got shorter hair and stubble. It might be tied to the story, maybe him cleaning up after Lucia gets out of prison, but it even makes you wonder if hair growth might be dynamic throughout the game, like in Red Dead 2. We've always had barbers in GTA, but this could add a cool layer of realism. Now, on to the main event. High-stakes heists are clearly a central part of the story. The whole narrative apparently kicks off with a score gone wrong for Jason and Lucia. We saw them masked up in a robbery scene, and the game's website talks about this character, Raul Batista, who's always looking for talent and whose recklessness raises the stakes on every job. It sounds like we'll be involved in multiple big scores, maybe even optional ones like in GTA 5. Given how awesome the heists were in 5, imagining what they'll do next is super exciting. And of course, clothing and apparel customization is back in a big way. GTA has always let you mess with your look, and GTA Online went crazy with it. GTA 6 looks to continue that trend, with both Jason and Lucia having tons of options for outfits, jackets, shoes, hats, sunglasses, you name it. It'll be cool to see just how deep they make this system this time. Something a lot of people felt could have been better in GTA 5 was the underwater stuff. Good news, underwater sections are confirmed and seem improved. There's an image showing someone diving in the Leonida Keys with gear, and you can see all sorts of marine life and coral reefs. Who knows what we'll find down there? Sharks, maybe hidden treasure, or even whole side quests just underwater. The possibilities are pretty cool. And tied into the water, fishing is officially in the game. An image shows Jason on a boat, fishing rod in hand. It's confirmed as an activity in Mount Halaga. With all the aquatic life shown, imagine how many different types of fish we might be able to catch. This is actually the first time fishing has been a mini-game in a main GTA title, so that's neat. It wouldn't be GTA without some gangs and factions to deal with, right? The trailer showed some tough-looking characters who weren't happy with Jason, and an image featured a biker gang that might be called the Final Chapter MC, possibly involved in illegal stuff. And obviously, the cops are in it too. It'll be interesting to see if they build on this with dynamic relationships where your actions change how different gangs feel about you. And here's a fun one. Mini golf is back. GTA 4 had it, and an image shows a mini golf course in the background, complete with alligator themes. Hopefully, there's more than one course around Leonida. If you liked hunting in GTA 5, you're in luck because hunting is also returning in Mount Calaga National Park. It sounds like it'll be pretty intense with dense areas and predators like mountain lions. Fingers crossed they bring back the nature photography challenges too. That added some fun variety. For the off-road enthusiasts, dirt biking and ATV activities are in. You can ride dirt bikes in the national park, and ATVs are usable too. One image even shows a raccoon chilling on the road near an ATV. Given how iconic the Sanchez dirt bike is in the series, it's probably going to be useful for more than just messing around. Speaking of getting around in nature, kayaking is officially in the game too. An image shows someone paddling upstream. What's interesting is there's a flood gauge visible, hinting that water levels might change, maybe during extreme weather. Could there be kayaking challenges or objectives? Probably, given GTA's history with mini-games. Finally, something a bit simpler but cool for soaking in the atmosphere. You can ride the Ferris wheel. There's one prominently featured behind an arena, lit up at night. Since you could ride the one in GTA 5 and GTA Online and even get a cinematic view, it makes sense they'd bring that back, maybe just for enjoying the view of Vice City's skyline. Alright, so let's talk Death Stranding 2. Not a quick hands-on, not a 10-minute tech demo. I'm talking 30 hours of actual gameplay. 4 full days at Kojima Productions. That's what SkillUp got, and he paid for the trip himself too, just to make sure his take was legit, not sponsored. That alone should tell you this wasn't some fluffy preview. And his reaction, super positive, like it blew him away. Same with everyone else there. Now, if you're someone who thought the first Death Stranding was a masterpiece, SkillUp definitely did. This is basically that, but sharper, more refined. It doesn't change the formula or go full reboot. It just dials in on everything the original did well and smooths out the edges. And yeah, it's still weird. Still Kojima. Still carrying boxes over mountains and rivers. But it's also faster at getting you hooked. The opening, he said, it's jaw-dropping. Like, you're in it right away. No slow crawl like the first one. Visually, it's wild. Not a massive technical leap from PS4 to PS5, but the art direction, lighting, and terrain variety make up for that. He said there's this one boss fight. Around 20 hours in, that might be the best looking thing on any console. No joke. And even on the base PS5, you've got options. A 30 FPS quality mode or a super smooth 60 FPS performance mode. Both solid. Traversal's back, of course. Managing cargo weight, balance, rough terrain. But it's easier now. Less punishing. And there are more vehicles with actual mounted turrets. That's new. You can also build monorails now. Yep, not just roads. Full-on sky trains that link mining facilities. It's like Kojima's turning this into post-apocalyptic Amazon Simulator 2.0, and I kinda love it. Combat, still not that tough. SkillUp said he didn't die once to human enemies in 30 hours, but there are way more tools this time. Think Metal Gear Solid V level options, stealth, sniping, blood boomerangs. Yes, literal boomerangs with Sam's blood, grenades, the whole package. But Kojima made it clear, the combat's optional. You can sneak, fight, avoid, drive through, whatever works for you. It's still about the journey. And Sam, you can customize him now. Suit colors, vehicle colors, backpack mods. You can even add stuff like silent footsteps, a solar charger, more ammo slots. There's a skill tree, and you can respec before each mission. So, yeah, the flexibility is real. Oh, and they gave Sam a music player. You unlock tracks as you play and can blast them while hiking through the wild. There's even a teased musical number that might happen in the private room if you play the right song. Classic Kojima chaos. Now, story-wise, this is a direct sequel. Same universe, same characters. It picks up after the first game and doesn't spend a lot of time re-explaining stuff. So yeah, SkillUp recommends playing DS1 first. There's a little recap cap, but it's not enough. You'll miss a ton of the world building otherwise. And the setting starts in Mexico, then gets weird, like Australian plants and animals showing up in Mexico weird. Eventually, most of the game shifts to a reimagined post-apocalyptic Australia. Not realistic though, Kojima and Shinkawa made it super surreal. Giant frost-covered mountains in the desert, bushfires, flash floods, sandstorms, it's chaotic in the best way. Even the NPCs are voiced by actual Aussies using real slang. Stuff like Buckley's chants shows up. That little detail, super cool, makes the world feel real. There's even animal rescue. You can capture kangaroos and quokkas and send them to a sanctuary. Like, what game even does that? And yeah, you've got that Kojima philosophy running deep. DS1 was all about connection, using the rope. This time, he's exploring the stick, pushing people away, conflict. He mentioned things like Trump, Russia, global chaos. So expect darker themes. Still hopeful, but maybe a little less dreamy. As for length, Skill Up played for 30 hours, and Kojima said that was around 30% of the full game. So yeah, it's gonna be a big one. Probably a lot longer than the first. Bottom line, if you loved Death Stranding, this looks like it's gonna hit even harder. And if you didn't love the first one, the new pacing and freedom might actually pull you in this time. It's still unapologetically Kojima, but now with more options, better pacing, and a whole new world to explore. You ready for it?
Greetings, Assassin. My name is Simon. I'm Associate Game Director on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And I'm Dan, Community Developer. Assassin's Creed Shadows launched about a month ago, and it's been thrilling to see millions of you enjoying the game.
Alright, so Assassin's Creed Shadows has only been out for like a month, right? And Ubisoft just dropped a full post-launch roadmap and dude, it's loaded. Like, they are really going in on this one. First off, the devs gave a big thank you. Apparently, millions of people have already jumped in, and they're hyped, but they also made it clear, that launch, that was just the beginning. Let's talk about what's coming. First up, a big-ass expansion. It's called Claws of Awaji, and it's free if you pre-ordered the game. You get to explore a brand new island, Awaji, and the story picks up right after the ending. Now he's getting a new weapon too, a freaking bow staff. So yeah, more enemies, more moves, new region. It's not just filler, and that's dropping later this year. But before that, we're getting free story drops. The first one's called The Works of Louis Froid, and it dives into the backstory of this historical Jesuit scholar. So if you're into the lore stuff, this is for you. And they said we're getting new missions, new allies, even some deeper moments with characters that didn't get enough love in the main story. Also, they're already tweaking parkour. You know all the people complaining about how it didn't feel smooth enough? Ubisoft heard it loud and clear. They're adding stuff like a back eject to gain height, a reworked side eject, and this new vertical ledge jump where you can grab awnings or low overhangs. Basically, more freedom to move how you want, and that update's dropping in May. Oh, and photo mode is getting a huge upgrade too. Ambient music, more filters, new poses, better facial expressions. It's perfect for those of you spamming photo mode every 5 minutes. They're also letting us turn off all the visual clutter. You'll be able to switch off stuff like glow effects on weapons, ability filters, stealth outlines, all of it. So if you're one of those I want full immersion types, you'll love this. And yo, New Game Plus is coming. Higher level cap, more replay value. And for the psychos out there, you know who you are. They're working on a hardcore difficulty for both stealth and combat. That one's coming in June. Oh, and one more thing. They're expanding the alarm system into the open world, so sneaking around is about to get a lot more stressful. Good luck with that. And yeah, there's still more. Don't forget to hunt down those Animus anomalies. They've got free gear and items tied to them. The exchange system is live too. And more Animus stuff is coming this summer. So yeah, if you thought Ubisoft was gonna drop this game and disappear, nope, they're just warming up. If you're already deep into Shadows, you've got a lot to look forward to. So yeah, the Xbox handheld just leaked. And honestly, nobody really seems to care anymore. Photos of the Asus ROG Ally 2 just surfaced, and yep, one version straight up has an Xbox button built in. This is probably that Xbox handheld we heard about months ago, Project Kennen. And now it's real. Black model, same shape, but now with Microsoft's blessing, and probably some baked-in Game Pass stuff. The button is tiny, right right above the D-pad, but it's there. And under the hood, the Xbox version's packing an 8-core AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme, while the regular white one's got a weaker 4-core chip. Same 7-inch 120Hz display, just slightly redesigned grips to make it feel less like holding a brick. So why doesn't anyone care? Because this whole handheld hype cycle is starting to feel like deja vu. Steam Deck, Legion Go, ROG Ally 1, Ioneo, 25 different models, and now another Windows-based handheld. Still no clear identity. And Xbox? They're still fumbling the messaging. Like, is this their hardware? Are they just letting Asus slap a logo on it? With certification already happening, it'll probably launch at Computex later this month. But unless Microsoft actually shows up with a full ecosystem for it, Game Pass offline play, quick resume, proper scaling, this is just another shiny Windows PC in your hands. Cool? Maybe. Game changer? Not really. We'll see. All right, Helldivers. Get this. We've got the deets on the next premium Warbond, and it sounds, well, a bit weird, honestly. It's called Masters of Ceremony, and apparently it's digging into the past of Super Earth or something, bringing back stuff that some players actually guessed might show up. This Warbond drops on May 15th, which does make you wonder what's happening on May 13th. But hey, let's just focus on what's confirmed for now. So, diving into what's actually in this thing. First up, the armor sets. We've got the RE-1861 Parade Commander, which is light armor, and the RE-2310 Honorary Guard, a medium set. Aesthetically, they sound pretty sharp, looking really nice. The perk they come with is Reinforced Appliques, which apparently gives your limbs a chance not to break. Handy, I guess, since we all know how easily limbs get broken out there. But yeah, maybe not the most game-changing perk ever. The Honorary Guard medium armor sounds like the cooler looking one, if you're into medium armor. Plus, you can unlock a decorated hero title and a lockstep emote to look all official and synchronized with your squad over enemy corpses, which is kinda hilarious. Now, the weapons. This is where it gets a bit questionable for some. There's one primary weapon, the R2 Amendment. It looks a bit like that Constitution rifle, but with a bayonet. They say it'll slice through bugs like butter, but probably not so great against bots. It's got a 20-round magazine, which is decent for close to mid-range. It has a scope that looks promising, but the mention of it being light penetration has some folks worried it might end up being a bit of a meme weapon, like the Constitution rifle itself. The secondary weapon is the CQC-2 Saber, which is a melee weapon. It looks cool as heck, like a proper sword, and sounds like it could be fun for role-playing, but apparently it doesn't have any stun capability, probably just more damage than the default melee. What's kinda weird is that this is the first Warbond with only one new gun, and the secondary is just a melee weapon. And then there's the stratagem. This is the part that's really throwing people off. It's called the CQC-1 True Flag. Yep, it's literally a melee weapon stratagem that's just a flag. As in, you call in a flag, and you can run around waving it. Sounds hilarious for the first few minutes, sure, and people have wanted a flag emote or something. But as a stratagem, it doesn't seem to have any area of effect. No buffs, nothing functional at all, just aesthetics. So basically, it's a support weapon slot used for a meme. You'll probably mess around with it for a bit, then switch back to something actually useful like a recoilless rifle pretty quickly. Aesthetically, it's cool, but making it a stratagem seems like a really odd choice.
Here for Lucia Caminos. She's supposed to be getting out.
What's your name?
Jason Duval.
I've seen you here before.
You and me, bro. Got this.
We got it.